What's up, guys? Monday morning, 5:41 a.m. Brand new morning, brand new day, baby. Whew. Been a long weekend. What's gonna happen with the stock market when it opens today? But you know what? I don't even care, because all I got to do is just keep buying shares. I just keep buying shares, and I just keep checking my income, because that's all I care about, is replacing my paycheck. Sometimes when you're dividend growth investing and you're just focused on increasing your yield, you get excited. Like, you wake up and you're like, oh, pre-market, it shows SCHD is going to be down 0.5%. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but I feel that way sometimes. If you're not familiar with dividends, when the share price drops, because the dividends are a dollar amount of the share price, so when the share price drops, the dividend percentage increases. Back on the streets, we're in the 992. Been a long weekend. We had a baby shower, a lot of talking. Back on the streets. We were in the truck already this morning. Now we went home, switched it to the 992. I'm going to pick up my buddy and get something to eat, go eat breakfast, and then we're going to drop him at the airport. I'm going to get a Denver omelet with potatoes and an orange juice. Like, you guys even care, right? It's Monday morning. I need to figure out a way to scrounge up a little bit of money so I can buy a little bit more SCHD, because I want to see the dividends increase every single day. So I got to figure out a way to just at least get, even if it's one share, I just want to feel like I'm progressing. Instead of getting really overwhelmed and stressed out by looking at the big goal and feeling like it's impossible, I'll take the goals and I'll like chunk them down to like 1/10 of what it is, and then I'll just focus on doing that one little part, and then I just obsess over that until I get that, and then I'll do that again, you know, like little aggregated marginal gains. And then one day I'll have my head down for so long, I'll pick my head up and be like, holy cow, where am I? All right, we finished breakfast. Now I'm heading to the DMV. I'm gonna go get the tag for the E30. All right, let's get in this DMV, get this done so we can go work. All right, guys, we just killed 3 birds with 1 stone. So I've got the temp tag for the E30. We got to get the E30 up here so they can look at the make sure, verify the mileage. Then we'll get the hard tag. We'll get the historic tag, the blue, light blue historic tag. That'll look good on the red car. And then I was able to get a real ID, because I got to fly somewhere. And you guys know you got to have the real ID or you can't get on an airplane unless you have your passport. And then I retired the dildo license plate. So if you guys don't know, I put dialed in on the license plate, but my buddy and my brother were like, dude, why do you have dildo in on the license plate? And I was like, what? And I started looking at it, like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm getting rid of that right now. So I got a new license plate for the 993, and I'm gonna I gotta surrender the old one. But we got a lot done. All I gotta do now is get the E30 and bring it up here. I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow, because I need to start working. I didn't do much this weekend. I got to get back to my normal thing. If you guys don't focus on the main meat and potatoes, you'll have nothing to eat. I've been focused on the side dishes. Sometimes I'll look at the investing stuff too much, focus on that too much. Got to get back to what really, got to get back to producing on the top line, not playing around on the bottom, if that makes any sense. Alright guys, so my trash guy wouldn't take our trash. They left like a yellow note and it said, trash can improperly closed. Even though it's closed, it's just a lot of trash. I messed around with this trash guy one time and it became like a trash feud where they just never took it. And like, even if I reorganized it and stuff. So I'm not gonna play around with it this time. I'm hitting up a junk removal, and I just asked them if they can come tomorrow or today and just freaking take it all and leave the trash cans. To be honest though, it's really not that much. It's really not. I mean, it's a decent amount. All right, we're getting a couple things done. We got the license plates. We got, what else did we do? Oh, maybe we're gonna try to get the trash removed, which is something I didn't even think I had to do. I'm gonna make this coffee. I got my Avalara mug. If you guys know what Avalara is, look it up. It's sales tax software. And then for e-commerce. And then I want to sit at the computer. I want to look at SCHD and see how much money got lost today. The stock market's tanking, but I don't care. I want to look at the yield, and I just want to stack a couple more shares. I just want to just keep it simple. What I try to do is I try to like kind of go to broke every day. So I try to take like anything I have in my checking. I mean, other than what I need to pay bills. And then like even in the business account, if I can transfer a little bit as distributions to my personal and then just buy a couple shares, you know, like, and then what it does is it does two things. It pushes me to have more income on the income side, and then it makes me go to broke on the business side and the life side. And then that fear of the going to broke forces me to have a really strong why to try to get sales today. So do you see what I'm saying? It's like this reoccurring cycle that eventually, hopefully, it's like we're going in this spiral, but we're going upwards. This is not financial advice, by the way, and I may not be doing the best thing. I may be investing in yesterday's losers, you know? So I recommend if you're young to just maybe just dollar cost average the S&P 500, or I don't know, do whatever you think you like to do. Whatever it is that's going to keep you investing, do that. But statistics and back testing shows that trying to outperform the S&P 500 over a period of more than 10 years rarely happens with most funds. So if you're investing and you're young, just dollar cost average the S&P 500. I've had some people say, like, I'm new to investing, where do I start? Just start by opening up a Roth IRA. Max out your Roth IRA. And if you're not sure where to go to open up the Roth, just create an account like Fidelity or Merrill Edge, or even Robinhood, I guess. Robinhood, you know, is like everyone uses Robinhood now, like newer. That could be great, you know, whatever. But I like to use I usually use the brokerage connected to my bank. It makes it easier, and I can see everything in one dashboard. So what I like to do is, like, for example, this is Friday. Friday I had $49,040 in income. So today I have 42,192 shares. So just to feel like I'm progressing, I want to just add a couple shares, anything I can. So I transfer a little bit of money in here. So I'm going to buy 57 more shares. I had some funds that I transferred in over the weekend. I submitted my orders for the 57 shares. So now we hold 42,249 shares. So now we have $49,099 in income. I'm trying to cross that 50,000 mark, but $5,000 of that income is coming from my cash position that's invested in SGov, short-term treasuries. And that's currently yielding 4%. This is Simply Safe Dividends, just like a platform I use to connect my portfolio to it to see my income and to project out future income growth. You can play with it, like how much you invest and how much you'll get. Like I removed this, what you're looking at right now, this is investing nothing, just reinvesting dividends and not investing anything else. You can also see the year ahead or the next 30 days. So you can see in July I'll get $10,900 in SCHD, and then that's set up to auto reinvest and buy more SCHD. So hopefully the snowball will continue to grow over time. It's boring, but I mean, I can kind of project the outcome. It's not guaranteed, but I can use the growth rate over the last 5 years, and I can see this is also including the SGov. So this is not SCHD itself. That's the portfolio. So if I click into SCHD and we look at SCHD's growth, you can see last 12 months, this is the dividend growth rate. It grew at 16.7%. So I'm just a little different than most investors. Like if you're like saying, well, the S&P 500 averages 8% a year. I think in my mind, I'm not really looking at my principal. I'm just concerned on how much income I'm going to have. So in my mind, I'm like, oh man, well my growth rate was double that. I know it's not the principal. I know it's like a backwards way to look at it, but the growth rate of the dividend is higher than that. I know that's not, there's a bug on the screen. I know that's not principal balance and it's not like actual money that I have in the account. But what I look at is the rule of 72. So like you guys know the rule of 72 related to the actual stocks. So if it's 72 divided by 8, so the rule of 72 is you can divide 72 by your annual return and it'll tell you how many years it's going to take to double. So if the S&P 500 averaged 8% a year for the past 10 years, every 9 years your money will double. Well, I use the rule of 72, but I use it for the yield. So the last 5 years is 11.6%. 72 divided by 11.6 is 6.2 years. So in 6.2 years, I know my 4% yield is going to be 8. And if it continues to grow at this rate, at this 11.6%, which I don't factor that in when I do my discounted cash flow, but I also do the growth model for the dividend, I put a lower percentage. I went with 8% for years 6 to 10, and then a terminal growth rate I just put 2, but just for fun, you know. But let's just say, for example, it kept this. So in another 6 years, it's going to double again. So that means in 12 years, I should be getting a 16% return on the funds I have invested based on this math. So that's really what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure out a way to increase my income greater than the rate of inflation. So eventually, the income coming in surpasses the money going out, and then I'm free. All right, guys, we put the license plate on the E30, played with my little kids, and did some work. And then my wife just made my son food, so when I pick him up, he can eat on the way home so he can take a quick shower, and then we can go drive the E30. The 992 is perched up, just sitting pretty.
Come on, spill the tea, yeah. Ooh, alright. Woo, this is light work. Come on, spill the tea, yeah. Ooh, alright. Woo, this is light work. Come on, spill the tea, yeah. Ooh, alright. Woo, this is light work. Come on.